Vasily Lomachenko tries to backtrack his statements of accusing the judges of bribery. Let's talk about it. Okay, as you know, Vasily Lomachenko has done an interview where he talked about the judges being bribed. Everybody's seen it. Everybody watched it. You know, people can take it for what it is. Since that interview with Vasily Lomachenko, a lot of people have voiced their opinion about Vasily Lomachenko and recognizing that it is unacceptable, especially somebody who's been treated so well and has been catered to and pampered most of his career. Ring Magazine does an exclusive interview with him where he once again, while trying to clear his name, proves the very point that Teofimo Lopez has said about Vasily Lomachenko, that he acts like a diva. He just thought that those excuses could fly. And now that he's seen that he's getting pushed back from even some of his fans and not just his critics and detractors, now Lomachenko wants to rectify what people think he said.
Lately, Lomachenko has been cast in a negative light because he felt he was misunderstood in a recent interview with Ukrainian journalist Vladimir Kobalkov that the judges, Tim Cheatham, Julie Lederman, and Steve Weisfeld, in his October 17th lightweight title fight against Teofimo Lopez Jr. were bribed. Talking to The Ring exclusively this week, The Matrix wanted to make sure he was understood properly. "I didn't say that the judges were bribed, I said that they were not being objective and they were being biased. They were not being objective in my personal opinion. After I saw the scorecards, I knew the judges were against me," said Lomachenko, translated through his manager, former BWAA Manager of the Year Aegis Klimas. "I cannot judge the judges and give them any scores, but the way I fought, and the way I felt during the fight, I didn't feel I lost the fight. I had to watch the fight, then I was able to give my opinion. The night I reviewed my fight, I counted all of the punches thrown. I watched the fight many times in slow motion. I counted every time he touched me 150 times.
Lomachenko's a liar. That's all it is at the end of the day. He's a liar and he still can't accept true fact and reality. You know, he just did another interview just making it even worse. It just shows how much of a diva he still really is. You know, talk about he watched the fight in slow motion. That's not a fight that you have to watch in slow motion. That's why I feel like something like that is a lie. That fight is no need to watch in slow motion. There wasn't that much activity for over half of the damn fight. So why would you need to watch a fight in slow motion when you didn't throw no damn punches? It's very simple. Lomachenko has gotten used to the catering and the excuse making for him. When that train stopped, he kept going. You know? How dare you say the judges are against you when these people have been erasing your boxing record? That don't happen to black or Mexican boxing fans or boxers. That doesn't happen to black or Mexican boxers. Our records don't get erased. That's just the truth. But once again, I keep talking about the established order in boxing. I was no different from society. Boxing is a reflection of society. All right, and that's just how it is. If you feel this, if you feel that, it don't matter. You lost at the end of the day. How you take that loss means everything. How you bounce back. You know how to say to judge a man's true character is to judge him under adversity and see how he bounces back. Well, Lomachenko lets you know everything you need to know about his damn character. It's not no way to be, and you need to just get over it. You got punked out of your legacy because you never really was what you thought that you were, or that they tried to tell you that you were. Like I said in the beginning, Lomachenko, he wouldn't buy into that shit. He would refuse to believe he was pound for pound number one. He said, no, I'm not there yet. I got to do this. I got to do that. But after a while and all that ass kissing, man, it'll get to anybody. So it's not like I don't understand Lomachenko and what he went through. I understand all those compliments just buttered his ass straight up. And he did the cardinal sin. He bought into the shit. And he actually believed it. He actually believed it. You got to believe it not having no rematch clause. You got to believe it if you so-called went into this fight with a shoulder injury. And that's where it comes to the lies. Vasily Lomachenko and his so-called shoulder injury. Let me show you how you can know undoubtedly that Lomachenko is a liar. Because right after the fight, Lomachenko was quoted saying this: I underestimated his size and his speed. He was too quick and it was just hard for me to get to him and get anything started. Does that sound like a person who feels confident that they won? I just couldn't get to him and get anything started. That's what you said after the fight. All right. So if you couldn't get to him and get anything started, how do you feel like you won? And how do you feel like the judges was against you when you said your shoulder was messed up? Did your shoulder have a part to play in the performance that you put on in the ring? Is that what you're saying? So what makes you think that performance that was affected by your shoulder was not seen by the judges, since you complained that was one of the reasons that you lost the fight? Then of course the judges could see it, since you're going to put it on your shoulder. But then you turn around and say, no, you believe you won. But how can you say you believe you won when right after the fight, you said he was too big, he was too quick, and I had a hard time getting next to him and getting something started? That's the opposite of you saying you feel like you won. That sounds like you making excuses for why you lost. The point is, all these excuses can't exist at once. You're going to have to accuse them for lying for something. Number one, you said you went into this fight 100%. Then you turned around and told us you came into this fight with a shoulder injury. Okay, that's lie number one. Okay, so the point is this. If you didn't lie about this, you have lied about something, because all of these can't be right and accurate at the same time. It's impossible. You said you were fine, then you turned around and said you wasn't fine. You said that he was too big and you couldn't get nothing started, and then you turn around and say you really believe that you won the fight. You can't have all these things. You're contradicting yourself. Then you said, I believe the judges was bribed. Then you turn around and say, no, I don't believe the judges was bribed. I believe this, that, and the third. Lomachenko is just bouncing up all over the damn place. Accept your loss and move on. The more that you keep holding on and trying to pretend like you didn't lose fair and square, the worse you look, man. And the more of a hype job, HBO engineered hype job you look like. I mean, yes, I know you're not a hype job, but you know what I'm saying? You know you getting praises and comparisons and put up there with Ali and get your boxing record erased and something like that. You know what I'm saying? That can only happen to one kind of fighter in this business. Period. So you need to stop, because the truth of the matter is they tried to rob Lopez, not you. Okay? Lopez went out there. He said you wasn't shit. He said you wasn't special. He said he was going to make it look easy. He said you was an ordinary guy. He said that they overhyped your ass. He said he was going to go over there and stop you. He told you he was going to take shit over. He did exactly what he said. He went in there and took the fuck over. He told the world about you, about your attitude, or about your devious ways. Okay? As soon as you lost that fight, you proved him right once again. So Teofimo Lopez is hitting up home runs off Vasily Lomachenko. Dude, you need to just accept the fucking loss like a man, and the quicker you could bounce back and the quicker people could start liking you again. But once again, this whole interview, this shows his pamper treatment in itself. This whole interview, they went out of their way to go get this interview with him. Ring Magazine, they went out of their way to go get this. He doesn't do interviews like this with America. He sticks to his whatever the fuck he is, Ukrainian news outlets and speaking in Ukraine. That's why he do that. He's worried about that. He's never been worried about doing interviews with American outlets or something like that. These guys seeing the reaction that people was having to Vasily Lomachenko making up excuses. And once again, just like telling you he's finna give up a portion of his purse to make sure this fight happens, they care about, still to this day, protecting his image. So they went out of their way to get an interview with him to make, so you guys can know, well, that's not exactly what he said. This is what he really meant. Do you see how even in defeat, American boxing is still kissing this dude ass? And that's what's wrong with the sport. Who's Van? I'm out.